Hello all, I'm Suyash Goyal, educator on Unacademy. You can follow me on Unacademy Learning app where you can find my other courses as well. This lesson will actually take you through some very interesting idioms and phrases which you can actually use in your daily life to make your conversation more and more interesting and happening. So please do not forget to rate, review and share this lesson as much as you can, and also please do not forget to subscribe to Unacademy YouTube channel where you can find a number of courses and lessons, and all those lessons and courses are for free. Okay, so come on, do it. Thank you very much. And this is my profile, and here's the link where you can just follow me for my other courses. So do follow me and find my other courses as well. Also, please do not forget to shoot all your questions. Any doubt, any query which you are having in your mind, you can just directly shoot that query in the comment box below, and all your questions will be answered for sure. Okay, so come on, keep asking all your questions. Okay, so let's continue with some more idioms and phrases which we have in this lecture. And here we have the very first one idiom or phrase of this lecture, and the phrase is follow in someone's footsteps. Now when I'm saying follow in someone's footsteps, it actually means that I mean to say to follow the same career or lifestyle as someone else. Now when I'm saying that you are following his footsteps, like I'm saying to you that you are following his footsteps, so I mean to say that you are actually following the same career, or you are actually following the same lifestyle as he actually follows. Okay, so this is what it actually means, and this is how it is used. Whenever I am just addressing, like you have your father. Okay, now your father, let's say, is a doctor. Okay, or let's say he's an engineer. Now if you are also doing engineering just like your father did, so you are actually doing what? You are actually following in his footsteps. Okay, so this is how we use this, follow in someone's footsteps. Like for example, my father was a doctor. Now my father was a doctor, and I am also determined to follow in his footsteps. Now as I just told you, the same example with the engineering. So here my father was a doctor, and because he is a doctor and I also wanted to be a doctor, so I am determined to follow his footsteps. I am determined to follow in his footsteps. Like I am determined to follow the same career or lifestyle which actually he followed. Okay, so that's how I can use this, follow in someone's footsteps. Now the next one which I am having in this lecture is fly in the face of something. Now what is this fly in the face of something? So whenever I am saying fly in the face of something, I actually mean to say to go against something. Now whenever anyone or someone is going against something, the phrase which I can use is fly in the face of something. Okay, whenever you are going against something, like for example, you can't fly in the face of good business rules and expect to be successful. Now this example is actually an interesting example, and it actually means you can't fly in the face of good business rules. That means I am saying that you cannot go against. Okay, instead of this fly in the face of, I mean to say you can't go against good business rules. Okay, and if you are doing that, if you are going against, then you cannot expect to be successful. If you are doing that, if you are going against the good business rules, then obviously you cannot expect to be successful in your life or in your business career. Okay, so do not go against the good business rules. That is actually the meaning which this sentence is intended to convey. Okay, now the next phrase which we are having for this lecture is food for thought. Now what is this food for thought? It's interesting one, food for thought. It means something to think about. Now when you have something to think about, okay, let's say you have a topic right now and you are thinking on it. It could be any political topic, it could be any emotional topic, any social topic, any educational topic, or it could be any topic, okay, which actually matters you, okay, which actually grasp your attention. Okay, it could be any topic of that matter. So when you are thinking about something, when you have something to think about, then that is what we call food for thought. Okay, that is your food for thought. Okay, like for example, your motivational speech has provided me with some interesting food for thought. Obviously whenever we go and have a motivational lecture, we listen someone, whenever we do that, we actually get to know a lot of things. Okay, we actually get to know a lot of new things, and we actually got to know very new topics about which we can think a lot. Okay, which actually creates a lot of curiosity in our mind, that yes, we should go to them and we should just search them, we should just think about them. Okay, so just in the same way, his motivational speech or your motivational speech has provided me some very interesting topics some very interesting food for thought. Okay, that means you have provided me some very interesting topics to think about. Okay, so that's how we can use this food for thought. Now the next one which we are having is fly in the ointment. Now what is this fly in the ointment? Now we talked about one more fly just before this, and the last second one, here it is. Yeah, fly in the face of something, that was to go against something. And now we have fly in the ointment. It actually means an unpleasant element in an otherwise pleasant situation. Now this one needs to be understood a bit good way. It actually means an unpleasant element in an otherwise pleasant situation. Now this otherwise has actually got some importance. It actually means unpleasant element, that's okay, but in an otherwise pleasant situation. That means if this unpleasant element is not there, or if this unpleasant element should not be there, then the situation would be what? Pleasant. But just because this unpleasant element is there, the situation is not pleasant. Are you getting? The situation could be, or the thing which I'm talking about could be very pleasant, but presence of this unpleasant element has actually made it unpleasant. Okay, so whenever we talk about that unpleasant element, which is actually making a pleasant situation unpleasant, so we use this fly in the ointment. I hope that you must be getting what I'm trying to say. Now let's take an example. It will give you a more clear picture. Like, mobile phones are quite popular nowadays. Obviously, it's fair enough. Mobile phones are very popular nowadays. Okay, but they ring anytime in public areas. It's a fly in the ointment. Obviously, mobile phones are popular nowadays. Mobile phones are very useful nowadays. Now, this is a pleasant situation. This is something which is very pleasant. But they ring anytime. They ring at any time in the public areas. Now, you could be anywhere and they are just going to ring. Now this is something which is an unpleasant element in that pleasant situation. Okay, so this is what they ring at any time in public areas. It is actually fly in the ointment. I hope you must be getting it. It is actually fly in the ointment. Okay, so this is how we use this fly in the ointment. Now the next one is fly the cop. Now what is this fly the cop? It means to escape. Simply to escape. Now whenever I'm talking about something which is related to escape. Okay, so the phrase which I can actually use is fly the cop. Okay, to escape. Like, for example, his lecture is so boring, I think we should fly the cop. Now here I mean to say that his lecture is so boring. I am attending any lecture and I actually think that his lecture is so boring, so I am thinking that we should fly the cop. That means we should actually escape that lecture. That is what I am thinking right now. Okay, so that is how we can use this to escape. That is how we can use this fly the cop in any situation which I want to use it in. So that's all for this lecture. We'll be talking about some more interesting idioms and phrases in the next lecture. Thank you very much. This is Suyash Koyal signing off.